conversation with your great Italian grandmother. So definitely recommend it. It's nice to visit another country and be able to speak even a little bit of their language. For me, for example, I talked about this before. I'm trying to just learn a little bit of Italian. I am Italian, as well as I'm going to Italy, hopefully for my honeymoon. I'd like to be able to say more than just ciao, come va? So, if you want to learn a new language for this summer, get a hobby, do something productive at a really great rate and very easy and simple to learn, check out Babbel and get 65% off. Again, just use the link in my description box. Thank you so much to Babbel for sponsoring this video, and let's get into the story. So, and I'm gonna drag it out a little bit because we like long videos. There's always that one person that comments like, video starts at 45. I'm like, so I have pretty much always been a money hungry scoundrel my whole life, and I like pretty much always had a job since the time that I could walk. I was in the factories. No, I'm just kidding, but I really did like want to work as soon as I possibly could. When I was younger, I would literally like do chores for my parents. I would like clean the windows, clean the baseboards, do this, do the laundry, like do whatever for $5, $10 here or there. When I was like 9, 10, 11, 12. Then when I was probably 13 and 14, it was pre-Tony, and I was 15 when me and Tony started dating. I started working at a farmer's market that made Mexican food, and I would make guacamole, pico de gallo. I remember, actually, speaking of language, I remember I could speak a little bit of Spanish at the time, and being at the farmer's market in the stand I was at, someone had to like call me over to like ask them what the like ingredients on like a list was. I think at the time though, all I could identify was like orange juice. Yeah, worked at a farmer's market. Then I worked at a Mediterranean food restaurant. So that's what I did in high school, and I made shit money, but it was all like under the table, and I would be pumped up about my $30 a week. Then I went to college, which is where I met Willie Whispers. And while I was up at college, for the couple months that I was there, it was the first time that I hadn't had a job in like a few years, so I didn't have any like money of my own. And I was like, ugh, like I just needed money. I like don't even know how people like don't have jobs in college and stuff like that. Like, I guess their parents just give them money, but or they just don't have anything. I don't know. But so after I left the school that I was going to and came back home to go to a different school, I was like, okay, like while I was away at school, I was like planning my life, and I was like, I want to go home. I want to work at Sephora. I want to go to this school, and like I want to live my life. And at the time, I was just not mildly, but very interested in makeup and beauty and stuff. I had my little beauty YouTube channel at the time. I just loved doing my own makeup, really crazy. I really discovered and got into makeup when I was like in probably 9th grade. And I would do crazy like purple eyeshadow, like out to here, and like a triangle, and like no blending, wings, lashes, like everything. And I just loved makeup. I even remember being like 8 or something, and I put on like bright hot pink eyeshadow, and my sister made fun of me, and I cried to my mom. But my mom always like let me express my creativity and let me wear So I remember just like, I didn't know it, but Sephora and a lot of the retail, I'm sure still most retailers, who knows anymore because retail's like almost dead, brick and mortar retail, but they would hire like holiday hires because the busiest season of them all, of course, is Christmas. So starting in like October through December, they hire a bunch of extra people that are like temporary holiday hires and stuff. And some of those people get to, of course, like stay on permanently, but not everybody. So I actually ended up walking into Sephora at a very convenient time. I went in August and I walked in and I was like, hey, like, I'd love to work here. Like, are you guys hiring? Whatever. They were like, do you have any experience? I was like, no, I don't have any retail experience. And they were like, okay, whatever. Like, here's an application. Like, we're doing for holiday hires now. Like, you know, come back, whatever. So I filled out my little job application. I remember it said like desired salary, and I think I put like $8 an hour because I knew that like minimum wage was like $7.25 or something, and I like would have done it probably for like $4 an hour. Probably would have paid them to let me work there. But I remember I think the starting pay was like $9 and $9.50. I think I left making like 11. So I brought back my application. I think I followed up with them like on the phone and stuff and ended up getting the job. And I was so excited to work there. I want to say I started in October or September, August. I don't know. No, maybe it was earlier than October. I don't know. My memory's getting fuzzy. And I started as a cashier, and loved being there, loved the energy. You know, I'd wear my all black. I remember, you know, once you work in retail, like, the girls that get it. Like, I had to wear Danskos, like, nursing shoes, because standing on your feet for, like, 9 hours was crazy. But I was just happy to be there. And I think, like, after, like, a month or more, I don't know, after a few months, like, I really wanted to work in color, they called it, meaning like the girls up at the front with the brush belts that would actually do makeup and stuff like that. And I remember the first time I ever did go up into color, it was because we were really busy and slammed, and I grabbed a brush belt and I was helping somebody, and I think I put mascara like straight out of the tube like on them or something, and like I was so nervous. And there was this girl, Tony, who, she was like the beauty station captain or whatever it was called. She was like captain something, I don't know. She was like the best like makeup artist that we had, and I just could feel her eyes like watching me as I was like helping this client, and I was so nervous. And I remember like after I helped the client, she like coached me or whatever and like spoke to me about like what I could have done better, this or that. She wasn't really, I'm sure, like mean, but there also was a little air of like, not mean girls, but like, oh, like, you know, this is like my territory, and like if you're gonna be up here, like you better earn it and like know what you're doing. And I remember leaving after work that day feeling so like, just I wanted to get out of there because I was embarrassed that I had like gone up into color and I didn't know what I was doing, and like, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I would bring my dinner and like run in the back for 15 minutes, eat, and I would get home after like the longest day ever, like 12-hour day. And then, of course, being that it was retail, the biggest days and days that you always were scheduled and always had to work were Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, majority I would work Friday evenings. Sometimes I would even do shipment till like 1 in the morning, which like over my dead body would I like ever even, oh my god, it just gave me anxiety even thinking about it. They would basically like all the boxes, all the new products that would come in, you'd have to like stock the shelves. I'm like, isn't this supposed to be an operation? Like, why am I doing this? Like, it was kind of sketchy actually. Some things were sketchy, but I was young. I didn't know any better. Like, I never signed up to work doing shipment till 1 o'clock in the morning. And they never disclosed that at the start. So I would work then, and Saturdays I would work full 9-hour shifts. It was like, you got like 12 to 9, was like my average shift, right? If you got anything that was like 9 to 6 or 8 to 5, like that was like an exciting shift because you got done at like a normal time. But like literally I would work 12 to 9 and then like go out to like the club and stuff till 2, and then I would wake up on Sunday and go to work from like 12 to 6 or 12 to 5. It was like shorter shifts on Sundays and mall closed a little bit earlier. So I never had a day where like I could just wake up and not do anything. And that was part of the reason that I like finally wanted to leave. I met a lot of friends there as well. The only person that I still really like talk to this day and I'm friends with is, coming to my wedding and stuff, is my girlfriend Tara. Shout out Tara. She's probably not watching this, but me and her became great friends. She's the type of friend where like we are both so busy, and she's the girl that was in the spa video you guys really liked. We literally didn't see each other from 2019 until like a month ago. We didn't see each other for like 3 years, and linked back up, had a great time together. She's, whatever. So she actually is a full-time makeup artist. She left Sephora to pursue her own business. She's doing fantastic. I know she just posted that like she did the makeup for some show, or some cooking show or something. She's underground artistry, so if you want to look her up on Instagram or whatever, she does wedding makeup and other occasion makeup, and just she's doing fantastic and she's amazing. She's got a great team if you need makeup in the tri-state area. So I started working at Sephora when I was 19, and I worked, so after about 2 years, we got a new manager, and this woman, like, I wonder what this woman is, like, doing today, because this woman, at the time, to me, was, like, the most intimidating woman. She was small, petite, and short, but she was, like, a drill sergeant. Like, she came in there, and, like, she would make us clean the gondolas and stuff, which we had never been asked to do before, and, like, if you were, like, even looked like you were remotely having fun at work, like, which we all were, like, friends, like, it was a big group of girls and some gays, and, like, it was just fantastic. We had such a great group. If you even remotely looked like you were having fun, she, like, made you walk away from the person and start, like, cleaning. Like, it was very weird, and everybody hated working with her, but she just kind of killed the vibes. The saying, people don't leave bad jobs, they leave bad managers. I mean, I wouldn't have stayed there my whole life anyway, but I'm sure she contributed to me wanting to leave. So some people started to quit, like the original bunch that I had worked with. I think it was like 1 or 2 people, and then eventually I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to work these hours. I hate working nights and weekends. I just want like a regular schedule. It's so funny because all I wanted at the time was like a 9 to 5. I was like, dear God, just get me a 9 to 5 brand sucks. I don't use Sephora brand anything. I mean, maybe it's better now, but and I remember I was like at the register, like trying to buy something, and they were having a sale that was like better than what our discount was or something. I know. I'm so sorry. I really wish I remembered exactly what the case was, but there was like a sale that was better than like the employee discount. And me and my friend that worked there were like asking the manager if we could like asking our manager like, oh, if we could like just check out not as an employee but just check out as like a regular person, you know, so we wouldn't like combine our employee discount with the coupon or whatever. And she just like said something like, oh, like why don't you, I don't know, I forget what she said, but she like alluded to the fact basically there was like at one point there was JCPenney, I think, is closed altogether, right? But there was like Sephora's and JCPenney's, the department store, and she was like, oh no, you can't do it here, but like, oh, you could go to like JCPenney's and like do it. And we were like, oh, okay. So the next day, me and my friend went to the Sephora JCPenney, and I literally don't remember, like, I don't even think we bought anything, but like we were in our uniforms, and I think we asked the front desk like, hey, are we like able to, you know, buy this or whatever, and they like saw us in our uniforms and like said no, and we were like, oh, okay, like no problem. And there was no confrontation, no nothing. It was just like, okay, we go back to work, like everything's fine. A week later, I think I hadn't worked in like a few days, but my friend that I had like walked in JCPenney Sephora with called me, and I guess she told me she had just been fired. And I was like, what the fuck? And she worked there like full time, like that was her full-time job. It wasn't just like, oh, her college like bullshit money job. And she said that it was because we went to Sephora JCPenney, and apparently the people at Sephora JCPenney said that like we were trying to like do something shady or something. I have to like probably watch my old storytime video and see like exactly what happened. And I was like, fuck, what the hell? And she was literally on the phone with me as she was leaving the store, and I think she was like cursing them out, like she was like pissed, and I was like, oh god. So then I'm like, fuck, like am I gonna be like, meanwhile, again guys, this is the thing with me, I had already put in my 2 weeks, like I had already quit this job, and I'm a week into that, right? And it's right before the holidays, so like I didn't really want to work Christmas, but I was just trying to be nice to them and as the good employee that I am. And I came in like for my shift, I guess the next day or whatever, and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen here? Like what's going on? Like I'm trying to think, like I think there was something different between what she did and what I did. Like I feel like she might have like actually purchased something, or like I don't know, like I was like the lesser guilty one for whatever stupid reason. And I remember like I worked like, I want to say like an hour or something, and then I got called into the back, dun dun dun, by the mean manager lady. She was such a bitch. It's just like funny to think about like me being intimidated by this woman when I was younger, and like I'm sure that I'm more happy and successful than she is now, and when you treat people like shit, that shit comes back around. But like also hope she's doing well. Like what am I gonna hold a grudge about the manager I had 10 years ago? Just being, you know, a little petty. So she brings me in the back, and she like has some woman on the phone who like I now understand was like corporate Sephora. And they start asking me questions, this person on the phone, and they like pull me in the office, like you never go in the office, and they were like, hi Julia, like how are you, like so you're in college, oh so tell me what's your major, what are you studying, like started asking me all these like seemingly innocent questions, only then to be like, so Sephora and do this or whatever. Like, it was such a like crazy thing. And if this happened to me today, I would have thrown a fucking fit and I would have fought it and I would have been like, I'm sorry, what did I even do here? And basically just, I had to like, they made me sign some paper or something that I guess said I was fired. And but it was weird because they still gave me my gratis. Like, I had a big bag, like your gratis would like build up and you'd have like your bag of your free stuff. They still let me take that. Luckily I was like, thanks, peace. And I left and they didn't ever say like, you're fired. They're like, okay, like, yeah, like you can go. Like, it was so weird. It was such a weird thing. And I feel like that wouldn't happen today. Like, I feel like it was some like, I don't know, it was just wonky, and I definitely was taken advantage of and stuff because I was young and I didn't know any better and they were intimidating me. And so yeah, I got my gratis and I walked out and the girls like that I was working with, they saw me leaving. They're like, you're leaving? What's going on? I was like, yes, I'll talk to you later. Like, goodbye. It was super awkward leaving. And I left and I remember just being so upset, not because I was fired, because obviously, again, I had literally just quit a week ago and I didn't want to work the week of Christmas. Like, I was only trying to do that to them. I wanted to give them the season, like finish out the season, because I didn't want to be an asshole and quit like right before Christmas and leave them empty-handed, because then you burn bridges that way, right? And I was trying to, like, I had the right idea, so I was like, great, don't have to work a week. But I was so upset because I thought, oh, this is my only job and now I'm not gonna have a good reference, and I was so upset about that, which like is so funny looking back. It's like, yeah, I don't think like corporate world like cares about like getting a reference from like my random retail job. And I remember I had Tony's mom call and pretend that she was like an employer that was gonna hire me and like ask questions about me or something, and they like wouldn't say anything anyway. It was like a wash. But yeah, and I remember just feeling so like I didn't want to tell anyone, or I didn't want anyone to know. I was like really scared that it was gonna really negatively impact my career in the future, that I was fired, so yeah, it's just like a crazy situation. I still have very fond memories of working at Sephora. Just the whole intimidation factor from that one manager, and the way that they fired me was like so fucking stupid. So yeah, that is my story. It was definitely a fun time, and I'm glad I met some good girls out of it and got some free products. And I think working in retail is a humbling experience, and makes you appreciate the 9 to 5, or makes you